Good evening, everyone. I'm WCIA3 meteorologist Jacob Dickey. Wanted to jump in and let you know about some things right now. The good news is right now we have not had any severe weather today, and we don't think we're going to get any. But still, a lot of rain and storms in the air, so we thought we'd jump on here since we didn't have a 5:30 newscast and talk a little bit more with you about some of the weather today and into tonight. Especially since I know lots of folks are wanting to know when the rain's going to stop and what they're seeing. Lots of folks checking in over in the chat. We appreciate you jumping in. Let us know if you've seen rain, if you've had any flooding or any other reports into the area. And we've really seen some areas stay dry that have needed to stay dry and spread that rain around to areas that maybe haven't had as much but still don't need it. I don't think anyone in central Illinois needs rain at this point, given what we've seen so far in the area. My plan is to simply talk to a little bit about some of these storms we're seeing. Then we'll look back at some of the heavy rain and some of the damage we've seen from storms this weekend, and we'll talk about what the rest of this week brings. And I'll even sneak peek the 4th of July weekend. I've got some news there I think you're really going to like, just in time for the holiday weekend. That's next Saturday and next Sunday. While we're checking in here, folks are saying rain, rain, rain. Lots of it here in central Illinois. I totally agree with that. We're hearing it here in the studio in downtown Champaign. The rain coming down. And it's coming down in buckets out there. This tropical air mass really allows for these downpours to come down in a hurry across the region. Here in downtown, we're seeing one of those rain showers in Champaign-Urbana. It looks like it's just getting ready to exit the Champaign area here and move to the east and northeast. Looks like west side of town now drying out. It looks like it's primarily downtown to the east here where we're seeing some of those rain showers. There's where Carl is. This is Cunningham University. You've got the Walmart on the east side of Urbana over there. This little shower will roll on through, and I don't think we'll have any problems. There have been actually some pretty impressive shots of pictures of these storms. You can check my Facebook page for that. Some of these storms actually have had some very weak, and I mean weak, rotation at times, but it's not been enough to cause any problems, and thankfully it stayed that way. I think a lot of you are tired of seeing me on your TV this weekend, of course, after all of what we had Friday and as well as yesterday, and we've had no active severe weather today in central Illinois. More rain showers continuing into eastern Champaign County and Vermilion County from Oakwood up towards Potomac, Armstrong, even Bismarck and Henning, and Collison sits right there. Even some showers in the neighborhood of Jamaica and Fairmount off towards Homer. Those will continue to move off to the north and to the east here. I'll loop this radar for you the last 30 minutes just to give you an idea of their general movement. Some of them may clip Danville, but maybe some spots down by Georgetown may miss out on this round here. More of those showers continue to work their way into the region, even though to the south here. Notice down by areas to the south and east of Charleston, moving into Casey, a bit of a heavier shower and storm rolling in there. And some line of showers along Highway 1, US 150 into Edgar County. Other spot showers in Moultrie and Shelby counties, moving off to the east. There will be, though, more rain and storms coming in our general direction throughout the evening and overnight hours. We're not done yet. These scattered rounds of showers and storms will continue, and we're seeing more lift out of the St. Louis metro here. Those will fill in, I think, along and maybe north of Interstate 72. There's been a boundary in place today, and that boundary found itself right about here, keeping some spots in DeWitt and McLean County overall dry. A few little spot showers have made it north of there, and that boundary, though, expected to start lifting a little more to the north, allowing some of us that have stayed dry this afternoon to get more rain showers into the evening and overnight hours. Lots of rain in the region here. Still, though, the good news is we do not have any active severe weather alerts. The only thing we have on the board are these aerial flood warnings for an area. That's why they call them aerial flood warnings instead of flash flood warnings, as we're already seeing that water there from Lincoln towards Bloomington, parts of DeWitt County, a river flood warning for the Sangamon River in Piatt County, and some of the other rivers and creeks up in Livingston and Iroquois County having those river flood warnings. Even here, the Sangamon River on the northern peripheral of Cass and Menard County, the flood warning also in the Illinois River. Some notes as well. The Clinton Lake is, I believe, closed down because of the flooding, and the Middle Fork River, that story is on our website, but that's just a note for folks that are in that area. That's been where some of the heaviest rainfall totals have been. Quick check at Skycam, then we'll talk about what we're seeing out there. This is a look in Champaign right now, and that is our stadium camera. And as I pivoted a little bit to the left here, you'll notice that rain shower exiting town. Looks like down on the southwestern part of the campus, things are looking a little more dry. There's the top of State Farm Center. And this is now looking more in that eastward direction, that heavier rain now moving into Urbana and off to the north and to the east. And we'll pivot it here now on the left side of that camera. Right here you can see Green Street and some of those buildings off in the distance there, just to give you a vantage point from that. So we've been watching those cameras through the day today. The rain has been coming down in buckets, and that's because of the tropical air mass that's in place. Currently, temperatures where we've seen rain have dropped into the 70s. If anything, you get the rain, you get cooler temperatures, but still in the 80s in many spots that have missed out here. The dew points are right there, a very saturated air mass. The latest humidity in Champaign-Willard Airport was at 90%. So very humid given this air mass. Look at these dew points. We're in middle 70s out there. That's even getting above our scale. Here we go to miserable at 75. We're from 76 to 80, which on the dew point, the muggy meter, that's stop it, essentially what we call it. Just very muggy indeed. Winds continue to be very light and variable here as these storms have moved on through. The overall flow aloft, though, is out of the south. And that's continued to bring constant tropical moisture into the boundary that's stuck in our area here. And that boundary has been the result of trouble not only for us in storms, but even those rainfall totals. This is the 72-hour rainfall totals through 7 a.m. this morning. This does not include the rain totals from this afternoon and this evening that we're seeing. We'll have an update to these numbers, official update coming up tomorrow morning by 7 a.m. And we should get the web updated with that. Some of these areas will see higher amounts. Notice this, Bloomington, almost 11 inches, 10 inches in Hayworth, over 8 inches in Farmer City, Hartsburg at 7 inches in Logan County, Emmington and Livingston County, almost 8.5 inches, and we're just shy of 6 inches near Jacksonville. That's going to be Murrayville, Newman, down in Douglas County, just shy of 6 inches. So far, the last 3 days, we've been at 4.75 inches, though as I check the observations from the airport here real fast and update that, the latest through 5:53 had us at a half inch of rain here in Champaign, and we've probably gotten close to an inch out of this. That tropical downpours were really coming down here into the region. The rain did cause some problems too. We'll tell you more about this tonight on the news. The news at 10 is going to be delayed. This is I-55. They've repaired the damage. It's open, but the shoulder is still closed down there by Funk's Grove because of all of that rain that's in place. And this is, what happens here. It's not necessarily an issue with the road pavement not being proper. The water has so much force, it's able to tear away some of that concrete and cause some significant damage in that area. The other thing we had is we've finally gotten word from the National Weather Service this afternoon on a number of tornadoes that they've confirmed. The strongest tornado near Danforth happened on Friday evening. That was an EF1. Chatsworth was confirmed as an EF0 tornado. That happened Saturday afternoon around 4:30. There was a tornado given an EFU rating north of Mahomet. EFU, the U standing for no damage, so unknown. We don't rate tornadoes on how they look, and we don't rate them on measured wind speed. We rate them on the damage they leave behind. If there's no damage, but the photo confirms it, they'll give it an EFU instead of the traditional number, EF0 through EF5. That was also the case for Cisco. And then a couple of other areas still under investigation. We know there's damage near where we had a tornado near Downs. That has not been given a rating. The National Weather Service also let us know that they're looking at damage in Springfield and up towards Lake Fork, along and north of Highway 54 from yesterday afternoon storms. They think it could have been a tornado. They'll have an update for us by tomorrow afternoon on that. This was some of the damage in Chatsworth here. You can see some of the shingles and roof damage on this home here. There was an outbuilding that was blown over in town, and some of this equipment here at one of the schools in town just very much torn apart here. Again, that tornado happened at 4:30. A funnel cloud rolled through sometime around 1 o'clock, though. Did not touch down over the same area. Lots of folks sent pictures from Chatsworth of that. We have all those photos, videos, and the breakdown of the damage on our website, WCIA.com. I sent a push alert through the news app as well if you wanted to read more about what we've seen so far. There's a little bit about what we're seeing currently. There's what we're seeing currently here. What I do expect is we move forth. I just got a text from the chief. I wanted to check that here. Moving forth, we're going to show you some of the forecasts for the rest of the week here and how we're pretty much stuck in this stagnant pattern. Notice here this boundary that's in place as this graphic loads here. It's been stuck overhead, but the end is in sight. Big sigh of relief there for some good news as we are looking for some good news here. This is that boundary. By Monday, it's still here. It's still here Tuesday and Wednesday. By Thursday, we start to see some movement, a little more south. I'm still going to leave chances for scattered showers and storms Thursday. We'll watch that. But then there's some optimism. Look what happens Friday. The boundary drops to the south. By Saturday and even into Sunday here, the optimism is there that we may be dry and will definitely be cooler into the 4th of July weekend here. Temperatures I've got for highs, upper 70s and low 80s on Saturday and Sunday. The one thing we'll have to watch, this would be the fly in the ointment, a very small fly, but still something we're going to monitor. This area of low pressure as a cutoff still needs to be watched where the formation of it occurs. We think it's over the southeastern Great Lakes. If it finds itself a little more west, and guidance hasn't totally narrowed down on that, I'm optimistic it stays enough east, but if it finds itself a little more west, then we may have the chance for some scattered showers both on Saturday and on Sunday. I'm going to go more dry than not because I really think that's going to be the case, but that's going to be the pattern we have to watch. Then once we get the boundary out Thursday, where does that cutoff low set up? Sometimes it's very hard for guidance to really understand what they're going to do, and that's because there's no atmospheric flow aloft. But again, optimism. I'm an optimistic guy, so we're going to be a little optimistic here that things are trending dry for Saturday and on Sunday. The next data will come out at about 9:30, and I'll probably be able to refine my thoughts a little more on that and confirm my thinking on what we're expecting here, but still not a total agreement with guidance, but enough there that I want to give you a little optimistic hope, especially since many of our basements have taken on water and taken on water quickly. We'll mention, though, until that boundary gets out of here, we still could see widespread 1 to 2 inches of rain over the next week with higher amounts. There will be spots that see less than that. I'll make note. In fact, probably here in Champaign, we probably got close to an inch in an hour. Those rainfall rates really coming down, and we'll continue to monitor that as the progression moves on through. So still, we're not out of the woods, but I think we're over the hump as far as the heavy rain totals go. 1 inch to 2 with locally higher amounts over 4 days isn't terrible, but at this point, everything's waterlogged, saturated. The ground, some people's basements have been taking on water. We got messages from DeWitt and McLean counties of basements have been taking water. They've never had that happen before. Even with their sump pumps working, there's so much water up there in some spots. We've had local estimates from people, not estimates, measurements from rain gauges in areas saying they've had over a foot of rain. And I would definitely believe that here in the area. So the tropical downpour is expected to continue this weekend. There is hope, though. I think by Friday, especially into the weekend, we will see some changes to things. The other thing I'll mention is perhaps I don't expect a whole lot of severe weather from this week ahead. We will watch it, and we can't rule it out. But it seems like the wind shear we had yesterday is a thing of the past, and now we're just watching maybe if we get a stronger storm in place. And that actually is the case for this new warning that came out in western Illinois. I'll zoom in on it just to give you an idea. That's going to be for this storm here in Pike County, Missouri, Pike County, Illinois, Calhoun County, Illinois. And I think it's going to include western Greene and Jersey counties also. You can see here that backward C shape, an indication that the storm more of a wind threat. It'll be very localized. I don't expect many more problems. We'll keep you updated, but that should carry it away from our area. And I don't have any other severe storm warnings in the area here to watch. But again, tropical downpours with these, perhaps some gust of wind, and some lightning and thunder is certainly a possibility with this if these storms continue to exit. That's what I have for you on this Saturday. No, this is Sunday. The days all run together. I don't think I've slept since Wednesday. But that's all right. We continue to watch here and monitor these showers and storms. You know, there may be some stronger gust of wind coming into Mattoon. In fact, why don't I go to the Mattoon camera? We may peek at Charleston, too, though that one's looking in the wrong direction. The Mattoon camera looks off to the west and a little bit due south. That's so the storm itself is going to be over here. And it looks like maybe there's a shelf cloud there, so there may be some stronger gusts of wind coming into town. And so if you're down in Mattoon, Charleston, but no severe weather from what we've got warnings-wise, but still some gusts of 40 to 45 mile-an-hour winds can't be ruled out in spots. Some heavier rain with that particular storm rolling on in. Pretty impressive shot there as that rolls on in. I don't have any concern for any spinny things right now. But that does seem like it's more going to be a wind and rain threat in Mattoon. We'll just check it. That's what we do here. We're here for you and keeping things monitored. And I'll pull over the velocity just to look. Yeah, there's nothing really that stands out to me, a sign that some of these reds, maybe some wind in the area, but there's no strong wind signature. There's some wind shear there in the sense that things will be moving around and spooky, and some of that scud cloud maybe a bit concerning. But this doesn't seem like we have the wind shear in place for what we dealt with yesterday, which was all of those tornado ones. I think we did 7.5 hours of wall-to-wall coverage. It's been a while since I've done that. I've done that a few times in Mississippi. Have not done that in central Illinois. We've done 4 hours before, but 7.5, that's a new one to book for me. KZ, looks like a big shower or storm nearby you. In fact, let me turn on the lightning here, and we'll take a peek at that. Sometimes the lightning can give us an indication of storm strength. Okay, just got an update, so we're just kind of watching things. And I need to turn on I need to adjust this setting real quick. There's a little bug in our program, so that sometimes that will impact what I got to click a few extra buttons here just to account for it. There we go. There's all the lightning on that KZ storm here. Quite a bit of lightning and thunder. Not nearly as much of the Mattoon storm, but still there will be some rumbles of thunder into parts of Coles County. And the lightning and thunder really limited along Highway 1 from Paris up towards Danville. But still, probably some spooky-looking clouds. We'll give it a spooky-looking cloud alert for that, but some of these spot showers continue to roll on through the area. And then some more showers and storms popping up here south of Jacksonville. That's going to be in Macoupin and parts of Greene County. They'll be carrying into the Springfield area and moving off to the north here as we continue to get some of these tropical downpours. You'll notice, though, that severe thunderstorm warning that's out to the west, that's going to be Calhoun, Lincoln, Pike, and Pike counties. Looks like it's just far enough west to stay away from Greene and Jersey County. But either way, all of that lightning, a sign of strength here. We'll look for storms with tons of lightning, and those are going to be our strongest storms. We don't have any in any of those really strong storms here in central Illinois. Maybe the strongest storm does look to be down near KZ. Haven't really shown anyone in Iroquois County. There's some showers rolling through, is it Wellington, Lanford, what they call that area there in southeastern Iroquois County. Here's Milford. There's Watseka. There's Cissna Park. That'll carry into Benton and Newton County, Indiana, before long. So that's the forecast update I have for you. Again, I'll just kind of summarize with some headlines, and we'll wrap this Carnarvon wagon up. More rain and storms continue through at least Thursday. Very low severe weather threat from this point. Today may be the highest, and highest may not be the right word. It may be low, and it moves to very low from this point on. We'll watch it, just worth monitoring, but the tropical downpours and the flooding still will be a concern for us. But the end in sight. Again, I like the way things are looking for 4th of July weekend. We'll keep you updated on that. And I'll have the full forecast updates for you on WCIX News at 9. If you want to catch the full forecast now, head on over to the website or the WCIA3 weather app. It's also available on the news app. You can get those full details in the forecast and the articles there. But the end again in sight for next week. That's what I got for you all. Have a great rest of your night. I hope I don't have to talk to you until... Are they still doing golf? They're literally still doing golf right now. So the 10 o'clock news may be as late as 11. Good grief. They went to playoffs at about 5:50. It's 6:50. They're still in playoffs. So we'll let you know on the Facebook page what time the news is. If you don't want to stay up that late, join us for WCIX News at 9. And then we'll be here for the 10 o'clock news late as these showers and storms roll through again. There's spooky-looking clouds. There's some scud clouds. It's clouds that are kind of torn and tattered looking, and they'll spin around and move around as the wind blows down at the surface. But I don't have anything at this point, and I don't expect anything that will bring us problems like yesterday did here across the region. That's what I got for you. Have a great rest of your afternoon. We will check in with you tonight at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock, and that should be it. Hope so. Amelia Henderson will have the forecast updates for you on the morning show tomorrow. And you can count on WCI 3.